Hey, what's up, Facebook fam? Thanks for tuning in. If you guys are catching the replay, just post replay down below and let me know. So I realize it's Saturday and there's probably not going to be a lot of you guys popping on, but I just really felt like I had to get this out tonight and share with you guys, because last night I had a bit of an epiphany, an aha moment, as it were, and it was an emotional experience. And it was funny because as soon as it was done, all I wanted to do was share it with people that were close to me. Called my mom this morning, started chatting with her right away about it. And it was so funny because I thought she would be the one to, be like, yeah, whatever, Ashley, that's so woohoo. And she wasn't. She was totally supportive, and it was amazing. And then I got a hold of a couple of my friends and I told them as well, because I was like, I have to share this. I have to share this epiphany, because what's the point of me learning something that's so huge if I can't share it with others so that they can learn it too? So, as most of you know, I've been a part of this new community, fairly new anyways. They've only been around for about 2 years. But we're a digital marketing company, and we're so much more than that. We really dive into personal development, and we make sure that that's something that we really take seriously, because we can't help others if we don't help ourselves first. And the one thing we really focus on is our goals, and writing our goals down and making sure that we're aware of those goals so that we hit them, and if we don't hit them, we figure out a way to get there. So last night I was watching Tony Robbins, actually, and I had done personal development all day. I was listening to Manifestation Babe, I was listening to the Angie Lee show, and then I went to go to bed that night and I turned on Tony Robbins, and me and my husband had been watching it for a little bit, so I wanted to finish it. And yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm going like, there are things in my life that I haven't faced yet. And there are things in this business that I haven't done yet. And why am I not doing those things? And I picked up my phone and I turned on my voice recorder and I just started talking. And I just came to this huge realization that, like, I hadn't written down any of my smaller goals. Like, I have my 5-year, 1-year, 10-year goals written up, my big goals. But I haven't written down my 90-day goal yet. I haven't written down my 1-week goal. I haven't written down a 1-month goal. Why? What's holding me back from writing those goals down? And I just had to call myself out on my bullshit. Like, Ashley, why haven't you written these things down yet? What's going on? And as I started talking to myself and expressing, all these events from my past started coming up, like reasons why I felt I wasn't writing those things down. And what it boiled down to was fear of failing. Ever since I was little, I never wanted to disappoint anyone, and I certainly didn't want to disappoint myself. I was always a really good student. I always had straight A's. I was a top female athlete. And those were my comfort places. Those were what made me happy, because I was bullied and I was, always kind of the outcast. I never really fit in with the group of people that I wanted to be with. They always seemed like they were the popular ones, and they were the girls that had all the friends and had all the fun, and I wanted to be a part of that, but I was always left out. And I guess I attached myself that much more to my grades and my sports, because, like I said, that's what made me feel happy and that's what made me feel successful. And I wanted to continue with that feeling. So when hi Ashley, thanks for tuning in, girl. So I had this routine, this pattern that I just kept, and it followed me right into high school. And what I realized was that when I started dating, it was that feeling of acceptance. And I started dating kind of the popular guy, and he had all the friends, and then I imprinted myself on him, and for 3 years I did everything that he did, and I hung out with all of his friends, and, you know, I started to, you know, put my sports more on the back burner than my grades. My grades were always good, but I started putting sports on the back burner, and I didn't continue to win those awards that I was winning when I was younger because I was imprinting myself on him. And, you know, then again, that fear of failure sunk in. Like when I didn't win that award, I was like, what the fuck? And, you know, it felt really shitty. And, you know, that fear of failing. And I think that's why I didn't write my goals down, because I didn't want that feeling. I didn't want to have that feeling of failure. So I just didn't write them down, because then it was too real. It became a reality. And if I didn't hit those goals, if I didn't make those goals, like, that feeling, that gut wrenching, that your heart's being ripped out, you want to puke because you didn't hit your goal. You didn't win, I guess, right? And that was huge for me to hit that last night. I was like, I remember talking to myself, I actually started crying, and then all day today, I couldn't get this smile off my face, like, oh my God, I figured it out. I know what's going on. I've broken down that barrier. That wall is gone. You know, I set a goal right away for the end of November. I want an extra $5,000 in my bank account. Putting it out there, letting the universe know I want an extra $5,000 in my bank account by the end of November. And it's gonna happen because I'm putting that energy out there. And, you know, I'm learning about the energy and positive energy. And, you know, when you have a negative thought, you're having that negative energy. So if you say like, oh, why don't I have that extra money? The universe doesn't hear why. The universe just hears you don't have any money. So guess what? You're still not going to have any money because the universe isn't going to give it to you. And that's when you have to start changing your mindset around money as well. And, you know, like I said, fear can be paralyzing. It can be the one thing that holds you back. And I'm so over it. I'm not going to let that happen anymore. Fear can suck it. Fear of failing can suck it, because I'm not a failure. Anything that I've ever set my mind to, I've accomplished. And I know that about myself. I know that I'm capable of anything. So the fear of failure is now, I'm not scared of that anymore. I know that if I don't hit that $5,000 extra in my bank account by the end of this month, I'm failing forward. Okay, I'm going to learn from that. Why didn't I make that $5,000? Well, there's clearly something going on. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to make those changes in my life, and I'm going to put that positive energy out into the universe, and I'm going to make it happen next month, right? Like, those are the ways you have to think when it comes to stuff like that. Making those little changes to, you know, to step kind of away from fear. I mean, it all comes back down to fear, but like, I remember things like just stupid little things. Like, you'd go and check the mail, and I'd get home, and my husband would be like, what was in the mail? And I'd be like, oh, just bills. And I'd throw the bills on the table and, you know, wouldn't open them right away, and I'd forget about them and whatever. Negative energy. What I should have been thinking was, oh, yeah, I'm going to pay that bill. I am so freaking grateful that I can pay that bill. I am so freaking grateful I have hydro, and I have water, and I have electricity, and I have a roof over my head. I am so freaking grateful I have a brand new car and I can make that car payment. You know, those are the things you should be thinking about when you open those bills. Not, oh, fuck, another bill, right? Because then you're putting out that negative energy. You need to always stay positive. It's so important. And I think, you know, writing that stuff down really helped me last night too. And, you know, I actually was talking to my husband about it, and I said, I wrote like 4 pages, like a freaking story, because I was listening to Manifestation Babe, and she has this 21-day program that I might buy the book for. Probably should. But she, you know, her goal was over the next 21 days, she wanted to make $100,000. And like, I'm nowhere near that. But what a great goal, right? Like, to set that goal and manifest it. And what she did was she sits there and she goes, okay, what kind of person am I going to be if I have that extra 100K in my bank account? So I sat down after my epiphany moment, and I started to write a story of my day when I wake up and I look at my bank account and there's that extra 5K sitting in my bank account. What does my day look like? What did I have for breakfast? Who's around me? What kind of people am I hanging out with? You know, what do we do throughout the day? Do we decide to go out for dinner that night to celebrate? Do we hire a babysitter? Do we kiss and get the kids ready? Right down to what I was wearing for dinner that night, just manifesting your future and putting that energy out there and really, really feeling it, knowing that it's there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had to come on tonight, and I put it off and I put it off and I put it off, and I was like, it's Saturday, like no one's gonna tune in, but Ashley's here, so that's awesome. But like I just had to express how important writing your goals are, and no matter how scared you are, and you should be scared, those goals should make you scary or make you scared. They should scare the crap out of you. Sorry, just one second. My son is talking to me. Yes, honey?
Can I watch Turbo in my bedroom?
No, because it's bedtime. But you can go finish watching it right now, and then you can go to bed. Thanks. So anyways, yeah, those goals should scare the shit out of you. If you aren't scared, you're not doing it right. So that's my goal for November. I'm going to have an extra $5,000 in my bank account. And I'm so glad that I just finally faced that fear. And I'm not scared of failing anymore. If I don't hit that $5,000, that's okay. I'm going to learn from it. The funny thing is, those kind of shittier moments, those bad moments, they need to happen to you for you to, do some good in the world and to learn from it. If those bad things didn't happen to you, you wouldn't know what to do to get to those good goals and to make it to those levels, to level up. Hey Amanda, thanks for tuning in, girl. So it's crazy when you start thinking about it. And I mean, nobody asks for terrible things to happen to them. I mean, no child asks for a terrible thing to happen to them. But if that terrible thing didn't happen to that child wouldn't grow up and learn to make the changes so that that terrible thing won't happen to another kid, or that terrible thing will never happen to them ever again.
What kid?
They learn from it, right?
What kid?
And honey, no kid, I'm just making, it's fine. Mom life. So it's really amazing what you can learn. And if any of you haven't tuned into podcasts, or like even me 6 months ago, I would have been like, yes, that's my kid, he just has to be a part of everything. But Harrison, 1 second please, okay? So none of us ask for these terrible things to happen to us, but if they didn't happen to us, we wouldn't know how to make that change to be better, to help other people, to be our best selves, right? The struggle is real. Yeah, I know. And he won't go to bed. So anyways, if any of you haven't started listening to podcasts, I highly, highly recommend it. I also highly recommend anything Tony Robbins puts out, especially if you're in a negative mindset, because he'll call you out on your shit. And even if you're not in the room with him, I mean, I just finished watching I'm Not Your Guru on Netflix, and that is a seminar that I would be terrified in, but at the end of it, the feeling you would have, you would be a completely different person when you left that seminar. Completely different person when you leave that event. And I just highly recommend watching anything to do with him. It's funny though, because when I first started watching it, I kind of felt like it was a big cult mentality, because like these people are like, I don't know, you have to watch it. So highly recommend a couple of podcasts. Manifestation Babe. My buddy Keegan opened my eyes to this one. Love it. The Angie Lee Show. Thank you, Alicia Ward, for opening my eyes to that one. MFCEO. Absolutely amazing. Couple of my friends, Cass Teslar, she definitely dives into that one. It's a really great podcast as well. He'll also call you out on your shit. And the funny thing is like I was saying 6 months ago, I was totally like, I'm not reading those books. I'm not listening to that shit. Like, it's so hippy dippy, and that's not me at all. And then I started listening to it, and it was just like, Everything I wanted to say but never knew how to say it, they were saying. Everything I was thinking but didn't want to say out loud, they were saying. If I needed to hear something that day, it's so funny. It's like you're having the worst day and you know that you need to hear something good, and you start listening to these people and they tell you exactly what you need to hear. It's epic. So, anyways, fear can be paralyzing. Don't let the fear of failure stop you. Do what I did. You know, grab your phone, grab your voice recorder, and just start talking. And all of a sudden, a spiral of events will happen, and you won't believe the things that come out. And then you're just gonna feel so much better because, you know, some people are visual, some people are, what's the word? When you have to hear things to understand it. That's what I'm looking for. So if anybody knows that word, let me know. So some people are visual, some people have to hear things, some people have to touch it, some people have to taste it. And for me, I'm definitely a visual learner and a listener. And by me speaking, saying it out loud, and then listening to what I had said, you know, it just really sunk in, and it really made me realize exactly what it was that's been stopping me and holding me back. And I'm so grateful that I did it. I'm absolutely so freaking grateful that I did it. So if any of you haven't written out your short-term goals, just your short-term goals, and then your big goals, make sure they scare the shit out of you and do it. I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get this little kid to bed. I'm probably gonna get to bed myself. I'm gonna try to get to bed a little earlier tonight and wake up even earlier so I can get a good start to my day. So love and appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Night.